All right. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen out there in YouTube land. I am Deleted Scenes, human being, American, and YouTuber Ronin, and a sidekick for this broadcast. Alongside me is the creator and host of this program, my partner in crime, the toxic gunslinger himself, the man who cannot be killed, Outlaw Bill.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the conclusion of Western Cinema Presents the 1883. Episodes 9, Racing the Clouds, and 10, This Is Not Your Heaven. Haven't got all the kinks worked out with the issues that we've been having with stream, not stream, not StreamYards. I almost said StreamYards. The Cosme screening room. So if there is any point where you can't hear, can't see, I hope you have access by way of Paramount Plus. Another way for you guys to view it and watch along. But hopefully, maybe things might have worked them out with Cosme, so you never can tell. Um, as much as we'd love to bring you these here on the YouTube, we are restricted by copyright and rules and regulations of YouTube. Says we cannot do that here in the lower 40 in the 48 states, 50 states of America, and we'll try to hope you will join us for the conclusion of the miniseries 1883. So Racing the Clouds has got a 56-minute time on it. Aired February 20th, 2022. Has a little synopsis. A misunderstanding leads to a battle with serious consequences. Yeah. Uh, we're gonna give this a try, and I hope everything works. Hope you guys can see. Here we go.
Commentary only banner is up. Do want to also remind everyone that this series. Yeah, you're going to need to rewind that back. Okay, there we go. Is available on Fandango at home as well. So
Or it's forever home Paramount Plus. Oh, the horse got bit by a rattlesnake. Jacob got bit by a rattlesnake. He traveled all that way to get bit by a rattlesnake.
And it looks like somebody massacred a group of Indians. And of course, their buddies are probably going to think our wagon train pals here did it, right?
Yeah.
Uh, Son of a bitch. Yeah, Enigma, I think it's going to get a lot tougher before this is over, too. I'm only expecting 4 or 5 of the main characters to survive this, and at the moment, I ain't 100% on them. By Taylor Sheridan, directed by Ben Richardson. Ah, son of
The blood is the toxin from the snake bite is already in his bloodstream, though.
yeah.
Basically, he's going to destroy that tissue around the bite area. She gone. No, she's not yet. I want to say that Faith Hill's performance in this has been so great. You would think you would never think that she's not an actress. You know.
Big enough for you?
Hmm. Well, that means a whole war party's going to come for them. No, no hired guns. They're all they got. Actually, the fort's the best bet for him, though. Really is. So most of the wagon party's moving on to this fort that they know of.
Yeah, you can play X Squaw all you want, little girl. You're still going to be white.
I fought Indians. I ain't ever trying to do it again. Elsa does not want to dress in a lady's dress. She's a cowgirl through and through. Plus, you can't ride too well with this tight outfit on. Timestamp 16 minutes 42 seconds. Hello, Lady Mist. Always good to see you. Hello
Welcome
to
to Lady V Elements.
yeah.
Welcome
And
to Sharon Wishart, Ronaldo123, and of course, Faithful Blue Wrench channel member, the Bird Woman of YouTube, Connie Clary, Cosmelink should be in the chat. We're watching the last two episodes of 1883, the Yellowstone Origin Series.
and they're pretending to be lawmen, and they are definitely the bad guys.
I thought exactly.
Ugh. Here it goes. Oh boy, fight on. Open range.
Yeah. Well, that guy wasn't sheriff. He was more like a land baron, basically. But I get your point.
Oh shit! Here they are. There's the Indians after hunting, finding their families mutilated, and some of them raped. So this hunting party's now become a war party out to get who they think uh, is responsible.
No.
Or did somebody say something they didn't shouldn't?
Uh, Cookie, where you going? Ah, shit.
Oh, he's getting full of arrows. Now they're on the chase after Elsa.
Well, say goodbye to your immigrants.
This is the point where the people are who are going places. They circle the wagons. Last line of defense move. Remember, these guys, they really don't know how to shoot. They don't know how to fight. And they got this hunting party turned into a war party coming after them. So they're in some big trouble here. Elsa tries to lead them in another direction. Most of them do break off to follow her. She's actually a good shot with that sharpshooting rifle. She got one.
And of course, we are now back to pretty much where we started.
They even scalped the women.
Well, I guess somebody's walking away with some blonde hair on their lance.
Well, yeah, she's
Oh,
you
like
know
I don't
she's a
fucking
white
do
girl.
this enough, right?
He just shot her with that arrow.
Yep.
She's a warrior. Not in yellow hair.
Well, it's too fucking late now, isn't it?
Yep. Yeah, but he already killed her. That's a sad thing. They really did put their arrows in the dirtiest, filthiest stuff to make sure that when they shot their enemies would die.
Yeah, it's because you're gonna die. Yes, that's nice, Colton. Thank you for stopping by.
This gal, the redhead, she got arrows in her, and she's been partially scalped, or she has been scalped. That's right.
Yeah, yeah, she's toast.
That was a mercy killing. Not most much mercy as you're gonna get out in those lands. And this affected this cowboy. He's a God fearing cowboy. You could see him struggling with it. He automatically uses a pan to start digging her grave. I don't know who you are, but to dig a grave with a bowl has got to be not easy. Oh, they cauterized it at both ends, but uh,
Well, hell, we can't let him go get killed by himself. Dude, there's nobody left to get to Oregon. You're not going to Oregon. Get that through your goddamn skull there, man. Yeah.
I'm from Tennessee.
Tennessee.
Hey, they make good bourbon there. The best whiskey comes from Tennessee. Yep, that's respect.
Starting to look like Tom Berenger.
Yeah, it's gonna hurt.
Yeah, Lady V can. You can actually find it shown a number of different places. It's on Paramount Plus. You can find it on Fandango at home, and I believe there's also a Blu-ray set as well. So
And you might be
those are
also be able
other
to watch
ways.
it on the Peacock network. I don't know. Some of this stuff is available on the Peacock as well.
Hmm.
This guy's still
She's still
trying
digging.
to, yeah, with that or that bowl. It just sucks. Nothing in this world does.
Yeah, that's what bothers me. Yeah.
Yeah. Elsa getting back on the horse. No, you wouldn't want to play poker with her. She if she can read you that, go hell. You're in trouble. That one was Racing the Clouds. Filmed in Montana. This is the final episode of the miniseries 1883. This is not your heaven. This is a runtime of 1 hour 5 minutes. What I think the most interesting thing about 1883 it is an origin story for Yellowstone, but it doesn't have to be. I mean, it's a pretty good stand on its own 2 feet. That's how much I've enjoyed this miniseries. Keep on seeing like there's gonna be a sequel to this. Like how the hell they're gonna do a sequel? 1884. Rabbit. Somebody's lunch. She's got two soldiers who are looks younger than she does.
Jim Henson's Cody Smith McPhee babies. Hey,
She's gone septic.
I kind of get the feeling we're getting some backstory for the future here.
Yeah, a little bit.
Okay. Oh, is it now?
So very little of them remain. You try to travel during the winter, you're definitely gonna die.
All right.
Yeah. Good luck with that, buddy
Okay.
boy.
Goodbye, dipshit. Oh, great.
All the tissues, it's gone. They gotta amputate that leg.
Okay, Cormac McCarthy. this is going to be Blood Meridian before it's fucking over. Most of the way there now.
That leg's got to come off, boy.
I think we're beyond that.
So is that venom destroying the tissue?
You synced it.
You're gonna want to drink the whole bottle.
Marry me with my Oktoberfest beer stein. He'll die before he gets drunk.
It's drunk. It's drunk chatter. It doesn't really matter.
And down. All right. This dude. But YouTube is. Fair enough. All right.
No, you all never are. We're sorry, Mr. Barrel, but that leg's gotta come off.
Right. not making jokes. We can take it off of the German fella. No. Okay. I'm sorry. No. No. That was gross.
Hey, when the Donner Party got really hungry, they just did what they had to do, man.
Huh. Timestamp 25 minutes, 45 seconds. On a technical standpoint today, Bill, I haven't noticed any issues.
Yeah, that's cool.
And I mean, the sound's a little low, but that just might be me.
No, actually, I think that's me. I think I had.
Okay.
Yeah.
My hearing's not the best.
There we go. Should be a little louder now. I forgot. I forget. Always forget to turn that a little bit higher. Hell no.
No.
They ain't gonna make it.
Get out of Wyoming. Surprised it even made it out of Texas.
Hey, Big Al, thank you for dropping by.
Yeah.
A while ago, so that just sucks. They all got killed.
What, that they got took out by the first banditos that showed up? That
Yeah,
doesn't surprise me at all.
they told them to stay, but they just they didn't listen. They didn't listen the whole time. And this guy, like, Yeah, if you would have just listened to the Americans, killed for nothing more than the horses. That is a complete life's wasted over horses. Here we have him hunting a deer or elk. Oh yes, we have a cameo by the late Graham Greene, Dances with Wolves, and
Oh,
many.
oh,
He was in
oh.
Miracle. Yeah,
Maybe we should have just come here in the first place.
Beacon Crawl. This is what's said between them does have implications into the on other series. Paradise, Paradise Valley. Correct. My timestamp's 39 minutes and 5 seconds. Not so much a question. It's a you got to let your daughter go. Ah, no, she doesn't like that idea.
Yeah. Oh,
Joseph's wife died.
yeah, she is. Okay.
She's like a popsicle.
On California.
She's gone. Jacob's still alive. Up and around and that one leg.
Valley, Oregon.
They're the only ones who made it. And we have the Pacific finally. Let's go surfing. Hummingbird. That's his wife saying hello.
Yeah.
It's something when you see the Pacific. It not only do you hear that sound, but it has a smell. Like the only the Pacific and the sand on the beach smell like that. Like it's very unique. He never met up with his wife again. Only in a spiritual plane of existence.
Or does this mean he's gone too?
Yeah, one would think that something happened to Sam. You don't know what, but maybe this is her heaven. But she was in the short little life that she had. She was a true warrior. I mean, that spirit fire you don't rarely see often. Very rare to find. And that is how the cricket come rolls. Would you like to consult the scrolls?
Insulting the scrolls. The episode Racing Clouds, which was episode 9, was released February 20th, 2022. Filming locations, of course, Fort Worth, Texas, and Sheridan's Boss Ranch in Weatherford, Texas. All right. Tukala Black Elk, who plays the Lakota tribe leader, also played Sam Stansalone in the first season of Yellowstone, and he also appears in Wind River. While commonly used at the time, neither applying a tourniquet nor attempting to suck out the venom constitutes proper treatment for a snake bite. Ammonia was frequently employed during this period and reported anecdotal success, although this practice has not withstood modern peer review. Certain herbal remedies used by Native Americans, such as plantain leaf, also appear to have some efficacy. Of course, the most effective treatment is prompt medical attention at a hospital, which, of course, they did not have. The Wyoming Stock Growers Association. I'm okay. Or USGA at the time was a confederation of large Wyoming cattle ranchers and was responsible for vigilante killings of purported rustlers, which eventually culminated in the Johnson County War. The deputies, were more known as stock detectives, effectively hired gunmen that acted as enforcers for their employer. The USGA is still an active organization. Stock detectives are still active in many western states, including Wyoming, as sanctioned law enforcement officers. Okay. Well, they got off to a rather spotted start, did they not? In a handful of instances throughout the Old West, people survived being scalped and went on to live full lives. In at least one instance, a surgeon was able to reattach the severed scalp to the victim's head. Scalping was not a uniquely American Indian technique of obtaining a trophy or proof of killing an enemy. Many other cultures made a practice of it, from medieval Europe and England to pre-Columbian North America, from China circa 3000 BC to ancient Sweden, where there is evidence of a man found in a grave in the Alvastra pine dwelling who had been scalped approximately 5,000 years ago. Whether this technique was adapted from one culture to another is unclear, but as to ancient times, they developed independently in various cultures across the globe. And this episode features the Indian attack that opens the entire series in the first installment. Get over to the next episode here. Yeah. Episode 10, the final episode, This Is Not Your Heaven, aired February 27th, 2022, on Paramount Plus, of course. All right. Graham Greene, who plays Spotted Eagle, the Crow leader, also portrays a tribal police officer in Wind River, directed by series creator Taylor Sheridan. He also portrays the character Kickingbird alongside Kevin Costner in the film Dances with Wolves. While intoxicated, Joseph describes his experiences chasing Parisians, a revelation that highlights his history as a soldier. Joseph is apparently a veteran of the Franco-Prussian War, which took place in 1870 and 71. Although Paramount originally built the project as a limited series, the studio was eager to produce additional episodes. After extensive negotiations with Taylor Sheridan, the parties announced that the episode count would remain at 10. Instead of extending the run, Sheridan agreed to continue the narrative through a new series, which eventually became 1923. Thomas eventually settled in Oregon, a territory that implemented laws including black residents, excluding. Sorry, I am going to read that again. Um, Thomas eventually settled in Oregon, a territory that implemented laws excluding black residents as early as 1849. When the federal government admitted Oregon to the Union in 1859, the state constitution included an exclusionary clause that specifically prohibited black individuals from entering or residing within its borders. Although the ratification of the 14th Amendment in 1866 rendered those discriminatory provisions legally irrelevant, the language remained an official part of the Oregon Constitution until 1926. All right. Let's see. So, a little bit more here. All right. This is the overview for the entire series. I've been holding back on this one, folks, but here we go. In the opening scene, Elsa Dutton incorrectly claims that the term Great American Desert was coined by professors who remain safely in the distance. Historical records indicate that this description of the American Midwest, including the Nebraska Territory, Kansas, Oklahoma, and the Dakotas, actually originated with explorer Zebulon Pike. During the early 1800s, Pike traveled through and mapped the region following the Louisiana Purchase of 1803, when the vast territory officially became part of the United States. While fighting to repel her attacker, Elsa heard him shout, "She's a wild one." The specific phrase serves as a direct reference to the debut single "Wild One" by Faith Hill, portrays Elsa's mother, Margaret Dutton. The song achieved significant commercial success, maintaining the #1 position on the Billboard Hot Country Singles and Tracks chart for 4 consecutive weeks. When the opening scene displays a caption for Hell's Half Acre while set in Fort Worth, the actual filming location is Granbury, Texas. The real Hell's Half Acre is situated in the downtown district of Fort Worth, specifically within the Sundance Square area, which is located approximately 1 hour northeast of Granbury. Sam Elliott's character tells the immigrants they are fools for having oxen on their train rather than horses. The truth is that most pioneers used oxen rather than horses for pulling their wagons west, unlike the depiction in most westerns. Oxen are slower but better suited for such a trip because they are stronger, able to endure under duress, are less picky eaters, are more sure-footed, and can pull fully loaded wagons up mountains, and are less easily spooked upon arrival at a destination. Shay forces the immigrant husband and wife to leave town because they have smallpox. He tells them they're going to die. In reality, he's overstating it a bit. While smallpox is deadly, it's more deadly to children than to adults. Overall, it has a survival rate of about 70%. Although survivors often have scarring and or blindness, Presidents Lincoln and Washington suffered from smallpox when they were younger and recovered. Even so, the fact that his wife and daughter died of it would certainly affect his perspective. James Dutton's rifle, the single-shot Winchester 1885 Highwall, is the first commercially produced firearm of famous gun designer John Moses Browning and his first collaboration with the Winchester Repeating Arms Company. Browning would go on to design numerous firearms and patents still in use, including the Winchester 1894 30-30 lever action rifle, the M2 Modus 50, caliber machine gun, and the model 1911 automatic pistol. Monica Garrett's character, Thomas, is likely based on Bass Reeves, July 1838 to January 12, 1910, who was an American law enforcement official historically noted as the first black deputy U.S. Marshal west of the Mississippi River. He worked mostly in Arkansas and the Oklahoma Territory. And the English deputy immigrants are not German, but Romanian. And when Joseph translates for them, he translates German to Romanian instead of English to German. Cinematographer Ben Richardson was Emmy nominated for his work in the pilot episode. The show was shot over a period of 5 months, almost entirely on location. Isabel May, who played Elsa, of course, was cast after she auditioned for a role in The Mayor of Kingstown, which caught Taylor Sheridan's eye. Sheridan wrote the part of Elsa specifically for her and refused to consider any other actresses for the role. The original title for this series was Y 1883, tying it more firmly to the mothership Yellowstone series. The cold temperatures and rudimentary facilities meant that this was a very difficult shoot for cast and crew. Faith Hill called it one of the hardest things she'd ever done. The budget for the entire series was $175 million, with the final tally bringing it down to $169 million. Taylor Sheridan completed the pilot script for the show in just a week. In the quest for authenticity, male cast members were not allowed to wear cosmetics or shave their underarm hair. Cell service was at a premium out in the wilds, too, so most of the cast happily dispensed their cell phones for the shoot. Although it's not tacitly said, it is clear that Shea Brannon's wife and daughter have died of smallpox at the start of the episode. The series was previewed when Tim McGraw and Faith Hill made a flashback appearance in the opening episode of the 4th season of Yellowstone. Tim McGraw and Faith Hill are married in real life. This is the first time they've appeared together on screen. Isabel May had to learn how to ride a horse for the series. Composers Brian Tyler and Brett and Vivian were Emmy nominated for their work in the pilot episode. All of the actors had to attend a 3-week cowboy camp to acclimate them with the rigors of shooting and working outdoors. All right, let me see if there's any more. All right. There's a little bit more here. Some of this I've brought up previously, but some not. So let's go through these real quick. 1883 is, of course, the prequel to Yellowstone, telling the story of Denton's journey to establishing Yellowstone Ranch. Billy Bob Thornton, Sam Elliott, as well as Forey J. Smith, who plays Lloyd in Yellowstone, are all in Tombstone. The significance of the year 1883. On March 1st of the year 1872, President Ulysses S. Grant signed the Yellowstone National Park Protection Act, and it was passed by Congress in the winter of the same year, which officially cemented Yellowstone as the world's first national park. 11 years later, in 1883, construction of the Northern Pacific Railroad, funded by primary investor and Philadelphia financier Jay Gould, reached the north boundary of the Yellowstone National Park. According to the end credits, 1883 is inspired by the places, events, and people who battled the American West in 1883. Taylor Sheridan acted alongside LaMonica Garrett in the Sons of Anarchy series. Yep. On April 9th, 1865, General Robert E. Lee surrendered to General Ulysses S. Grant in the home of Wilmer McLean in the village of Appomattox, marking the end of the American Civil War. April 9th, 1883 is the current date, as stated in River and the 18th birthday of Elsa Dutton. James Jordan Sheridan in 1883, and Jordan as a livestock agent in Yellowstone and Cookie in 1883. Sheridan is Travis Wheatley in Yellowstone and Charles Goodnight in 1883. Sheridan is also the creator and writer of both shows. They mentioned the White Elephant Bar as they're in Fort Worth. It still exists today. It is apparent that Isabel May was trained in the English version of riding rather than the Western version by the way she rides in the saddle. This is the second collaboration between Tim McGraw and Billy Bob Thornton since Friday Night Lights in 2004. Many of the scenes set in Fort Worth, Texas were actually filmed in the present-day Fort Worth Stockyards Historic District. The Tarrant County Courthouse can be seen in the background of several scenes in Fort Worth. The courthouse visible in the background is an accurate representation of the one that existed in 1883. The current courthouse was built 10 years later. It is probably best known outside of North Texas as the Dallas office of the Texas Rangers in the Chuck Norris-driven series Walker, Texas Ranger. Kevin Costner hosted a 4-part documentary on the founding of Yellowstone Park called Yellowstone 150, as in the 150 years has passed since its creation. The film provides the historical context of the Ferdinand V. Hayden expedition and the transformation of the journey from a survey of the region's resources to a crusade to protect the region from commercialization. What caught the imagination of Congress to preserve the area as a park for future generations were the photos and paintings of photographer William Henry Jackson and artist Thomas Moran, respectively. The name Yellowstone itself refers to the sulfurous deposits, which tend to be yellow, that are found in and around the park due to geyser activity. Captain Shea Brennan and Sergeant Thomas both wear Pinkerton Detective Agency badges. Pinkerton is a private security guard and detective agency founded in 1850. It still exists to this day in the form of Pinkerton Security. Yeah, they bust people for having Pokemon cards, basically. Yeah, they've fallen slightly, let's say, from their early days. It went from protecting presidents to busting people for, Wizard of the Coast.
People who got to catch them all.
Anyway.
Yeah.
But before that, in 1871, the U.S. government contracted law enforcement in certain territories to Pinkerton as they did not have sufficient U.S. Marshals. Pinkerton agents were tasked with enforcing federal law in the territories in Indian Nation. Sometimes they were also hired as private security for wagon trains heading west. As of 1883, Pinkerton was the largest private government contractor in the world. Basically Blackwater in the 1880s. In the 1890s, the government began using Pinkerton agents against organized labor groups. Pinkerton agents quickly became known as strike breakers, and by the early 20th century, were not well liked by the general public. Pinkerton agents would infiltrate unions and use threats and intimidation to break up strikes. That's when if you ever saw the series Damnation on USA Network, was all about that. Only went a season, but it was pretty good. The TV show's cast includes 2 Oscar winners, Billy Bob Thornton and Tom Hanks, and 2 Oscar nominees, Sam Elliott and Graham Greene. The transition from oxen to horses onto farm occurred during the Industrial Revolution and the induction of mechanization of agriculture, which streamlined farming tasks thanks to John Deere and Cyrus McCormick's Reaper. What would take a team of oxen 25 days to till a plot of land could be done in 16. Filming of the series started August 2021 in Texas and concluded in Montana January 2022. Scenes that took place in urban centers were filmed in Dallas, Texas, Fort Worth, Texas, and Glenbury, Texas. Also, a new permanent Western town with 26 structures was built at the Yellowstone Film Ranch. Rural scenes were filmed at a variety of locations, primarily in Texas. The Dutton Ranch scenes were filmed at the real Chief Joseph Ranch in Darby, Montana. The massive home is also used for the series of Yellowstone.
Any more scrolls?
There's a little bit. Okay. All right, we've discussed that. We've discussed that as well. All right, in the final episode, the Indian chieftain states that his people will rise up in 7 generations to take back the land. 7 generations is roughly 150 years. This would mean around 2033. Near the end of the final episode, where Elsa is laying in her father's lap watching a bird, the bird is a Eurasian collared dove. They are native to Eastern Europe and Asia. They did not find their way to North America until after 1974, when approximately 50 birds escaped in Nassau, Bahamas, and made their way to Florida. They are very prolific and are found in most states today. Spoiler alert, but yes, Enigma. Yeah.
Yeah, I lied.
Yeah. Well, I've got some words about that, but I got to watch the show in its entirety first before I decide if I'm off base or not. All right. The Battle of Antietam, fought September 17th, 1862, is one of the bloodiest battles in the history of this nation. Tom Hanks, in an uncredited role, plays Union General George Meade, consoling then rebel Captain Dutton. The Dunkard Church is in the background where the battle was fought. Okay. That is it.
The scrolls
This goes
are closed.
Yeah.
Okay, well, we're going to find something Western for next week. I don't know what as of yet, but I'm happy the Cosme worked today. That was
Yeah.
surprising.
We had no issues today. And I didn't see anybody complain in the
Yeah.
critics about any issues. So that's good.
That's
I'm
good.
happy that we were able to. Yeah, but they do telegraph it pretty early on. And even if a character is narrating a story, that does not necessarily mean that they're going to survive. Joe Pesci in Casino comes to mind. That's
Yeah.
a very famous kind of a die mid narration movie. Christopher Eccleston in Shallow Grave is another one. where the character narrating dies. There's been a few over the years that have done that.
You're welcome, Lady V. So
Yeah.
always good to have you back. So good to see you, Lady V. And Connie, clearly, always great to see you and have you here, even if you're stopping by and re-popping in. And of course, Enigma Service. Always good to have you here, sir.
Mhm. To answer what Enigma has on the screen here, the Paramount wanted a season two.
Yeah.
What came out of that was the 1923
Yep.
series with
Which they
Harrison
did
Ford.
have two seasons too.
Yeah, so that I guess you could effectively consider that just the season two. Um, like I said, I'm joining the whole Yellowstone thing late. Um, I am glad though that I started with this. So yeah, I think I would rather prefer watching it that
Well,
way. Just maybe like watching the prequels first.
you want to
Um,
you want to do 1923 and the sequel to we could, which could be easily done. No
well, I
problemo.
let me look up on
We only have 2 months before football comes back around.
yeah, and
So
well, the first season of 1923 is 8 episodes,
yeah,
and let's see, and season two is 7. Even though that seventh episode is near 2 hours.
yeah.
Um, so hey, I mean, I leave it up to you guys. If you want to go ahead and if you're interested in us going ahead and trying to see if we can get 1923 in before football season starts again, I'm certainly. I tell you guys, I'm down for it. So yeah. Enigma says Yellowstone I've already seen. You'll really like some episodes in that one. Have not done 1923. Yeah, like I said, this is the first one that I've seen
All the way through.
all the way through. 1923 I've only seen like bits and pieces. Um, Yellowstone I have not. I've never seen an episode straight through, but I know enough that I can put certain things together. Like I could tell in this, like, oh, okay, that scene is going to figure in later on or something. So I wasn't totally lost, but yeah.
Well, to be fair, we have had our few misfires, Lady V.
Oh yeah.
Wild horses.
Wild Horses is probably the
Oh
chief.
my gosh.
Um, that ghost town surprised me
Yeah.
because it was kind of like a Twilight Zone, you
Hmm.
know. But yeah, we've had a couple of duds along the way, but not that many,
Yeah.
honestly. So you come to expect it. Everybody who does watch parties, has that moment of, hey, let's do this one, and then Yeah, it doesn't turn out well.
Yeah,
So,
we were shocked at how dull and lackluster this was as you were.
all right.
Comedy
Well,
reels.
yeah. McClintock is a good one. We did McClintock.
Yeah.
We and because McClintock is in public domain, uh, we tried to show that on the air, and
Yeah, but
we got about 10 minutes in, and the stream got shut down because
well,
somebody copyright claimed the music.
we can upload it and then uh, come as talk about it.
Yeah,
We could do it as an upload versus
yeah. I mean, we still
live.
did the show. We just couldn't. We just couldn't put the film up on the screen, even though we were told we would. It would be fine, but that's how it is. I'm trying to remember if we did Rio Lobo or not.
Yeah, yeah, we
I
did.
think we did that like really early, like one of the. I think that was like one of the first episodes that I did.
Yeah, we've
Yeah,
done a lot of John Wayne films.
we have. Yeah.
We've gone through almost all of them. There's a
Did
few
we
I
do?
know that.
Have we ever done Big Jake?
Yeah, we did Big Jake. Can't remember when, but I know we did it. But we can always revisit them. They're readily available to us, and
Yep.
yeah, providing we have no issue with Cosme. Might have to go to something like a SideTube, which that I can learn how to do that. And SideTube's another way we can do it, but you got to load a file into it and then just play. A little bit more work to it. All right. Well, I'm going to say my parting words. I want to thank each and every one of you for being here today with us this evening. As I like to say at the end of these things, always, always remain to be excellent to each other. Party on, and we will see you at the next one. Now, the lead scenes, say your final words for
And
tonight.
yes, and of course,
Well, at least for a while.
join me here in hopefully the next hour or so. I might have to start a little bit late, but my program unscripted at 8 p.m. or maybe a little bit after. Episode 155. I'm going to be discussing the whole situation involving Mitch McConnell and whether or not he might still be with us or not. And yeah, I'm going to be talking about Lindsey Graham as well. So yeah, it's a show that's basically going to be about term limits and some things that concern me when it comes to older politicians. Not quite a rant, more like a cautionary tale. Let's put it that way. That will, of course, lead into Geeky Geezers over on Aged Boomer's channel at 9 p.m. I'll be in the chat. Right after that, of course, will be the next episode of Reserved Seats. Enigma Severus will be joining me tonight as a first-time guest on that program.
Cool.
And then right afterwards, you will be redirected over to Troy Pacelli's channel for the next episode of his Doctor Who rewatch, starring the original, true First Doctor, William Hartnell. And as I always say at the end of every broadcast, thank you all very much for joining us. Hope that you enjoyed it. From HQ and all points north, south, east, west, and beyond, good night. Take care, stay strong, be safe and healthy, because this is how we